Tax planning, it is a critical part of a retirement plan, and yet it's so frequently overlooked. What is it, and why is it so important? Joining me now is Ed Wright, a partner with Golden Reserve, a Cincinnati area retirement planning firm that helps people in or nearing retirement. And Ed, so good to have you back.
Thank you.
So let's talk about it. What is tax planning?
Yeah, so a lot of folks, when you think tax preparation. You're getting your W-2s in, you're getting your 1099s in, you're filing those tax returns. That's backward looking. That's worrying about last year. Tax planning is a forward looking exercise. We want to be looking forward to see, what type of tax savings could we set up? How could we beat Uncle Sam to make sure we're not overpaying in the future?
So not having a tax plan means you could pay more in taxes. Explain how that happens.
Yeah, so not having a proactive tax plan, a lot of folks just default to whatever Uncle Sam wants them to do. They wait until they have to take those required distributions. They just kind of fall into what they have to do. And that really sets up two big penalties that are written into the tax code. The first one, we call it the widow's penalty. Unfortunately, a spouse passes away, the widow's left with that amount of money, and they end up paying twice as much in tax on that. And then ultimately the money goes to the beneficiaries or the kids, and then they get hit with that kiddo's penalty where Uncle Sam can get 3 times as much from the kids. So if folks just do what Uncle Sam wants them to do or what forces them to do, they'll fall into these penalties and end up paying a lot more in tax.
Wow, and I don't think a lot of people know that, so that's good information. And so if we plan appropriately for taxes, what type of potential savings could we realize?
Yeah, so we've been doing these roadmaps for over 10 years. We call them roadmaps for retirement, and done over 2,200 of them. And 95% of the time, there's significant savings to just be having a proactive approach. Had a client, she was a school teacher, her husband was a construction worker, and they had saved $1 million in their 401k, IRAs, and we did the analysis with our internal team of CPAs. They were going to pay $350,000 in tax over their retirement if they just kind of followed what Uncle Sam wanted them to do. But with a proactive approach, them choosing when and how to pay the tax, we're going to be able to save them close to $150,000 in tax alone or more. So there's some significant savings to be had by having a proactive approach.
Yeah, and a plan.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to tax planning, where do you recommend somebody even start?
Yeah, so I think people should at least ask the question, would a proactive approach, would a tax plan save me money? And so for folks that want one, we will do what I mentioned, that roadmap for retirement. And the very first thing that we put in there, we call it our tax map. We have an internal team of CPAs. They analyze what you have in those IRAs, 401ks, all of those accounts that you owe tax on. They're going to do an analysis and say, here's what you could pay if you followed Uncle Sam's plan. And then here's what you could pay if you had your own tax plan, and here's how much you could save. So we think people should know, is there savings to be had? And we're glad to do that for folks if they want.
Well, so smart to start thinking about that early.
Absolutely.
Ed, thanks so much for being here. And if you at home, if you want to make sure your retirement plan factors in taxes, well, Ed has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, he's offering a complimentary roadmap for retirement. And this is going to allow Ed's team of retirement planners to kind of sit down with you, assess where you are, and then build a plan that covers taxes, market risk, investment fees, and long-term care costs. It is your own roadmap to get down retirement mountain safely. All you have to do is call 513-912-4335. Again, that number is 513-912-4335.